Okay, I'm back. We've got another game to look at, and judging by how long it took to release, I believe it'll be worth the wait. Or maybe it won't. It probably won't. Now apparently this game has had quite the development history, with many older versions and even older games being planned out since RNaR 5 was completed. This means that the game we're playing was the best of the bunch. I'm concerned, to say the least. I mean, if it's the best of the bunch, then what does that say about the others? Whatever, I'm rambling. Let's just get the review comment out of the way. Final review, 10 out of 10. The best RNaR game I've made. It's hard, but it's fun. Only problem is Bart is in it. Everything else is good. Well then. Who knows? Maybe we have nothing to worry about. Oh, and this is a fully real blind playthrough, so I don't think I'll be reading the instructions this time. Plus, I've already gotten the behavior notes, which only a few of you may even know the existence of. Alright, let's begin. Why is there an option in the menu to toggle Lockjaw's jump scare? Geez, he must be a pretty big deal because he's the only character I've seen so far. Also, why is everything unlocked? Seems a bit weird. Wouldn't you want everything to be locked? Oh well, people will probably just go and click new game anyways. Well, without further ado, let's begin Night 1. So, how is Night 1, you may ask? Well, it's a snore fest. There's so little going on, and in fact there's so little you even need to do. There's free characters, which may sound pretty intense for Night 1, but not only are they slow as ass, they are so easy to deal with. Your main mechanic is a flashlight, and that's it. Oh, and you can also move around, but there's nothing that requires you to do so. None of the characters make you move around. In fact, if you want some of them to attack you, you gotta go to them instead of them coming to you. I mean, what dumbass would do that? Who programmed this? Of course it was Max H7. It's always her. I mean, there's a character that is basically a representation of her in the game, and one of the characters even says,
"What? Max H7?"
It's just, way! So far, this game is really boring. There's nothing going on in it. You don't need to do anything. There's no chaos or balancing like RNaR the Third Generation. As shit as that game is, you at least have to do something. It's a balancing act. This game is even worse than RNaR the Third Generation, and that's saying a lot. So far, I know that at least one person actively dislikes the game. Maybe 3 people, maybe 4. But this one person hated the game so much they even mentioned it in the RNaR the Only Ones map in the Random Nights at Randomness Roblox roleplay. I mean, that's dedication. It's honestly kind of embarrassing. And yes, there is a Random Nights at Randomness Roblox roleplay. Will I ever play it? Anyways, this night is a slog, and that's all I have to say. And if you were wondering if Lockjaw is like a high being who is all-powerful and whatnot, he's not. He's just an ordinary character who attacks in both rooms. There we go! Night 2. Night 2 is just the same as Night 1, except with 2 more characters. One of them is Kitty Fastcat, and she contributes nothing to the difficulty of the game. She's basically just Lockjaw, but you need to have the lights on. The other one is Sugar. Let's just say she can screw you over, to say the least. You know how the only way to stimulate yourself is if you go in the hallway and back? I think that's why the characters wait for you to go to the rooms, because they just want you to go there out of boredom. Well, Sugar, if you're in the hallway when she shows up, you need to go back to the office, and then you need to turn your flashlight on or off depending on her position. That's just stupid. It doesn't sound so bad, but when you're not expecting it, it can really mess you up. Either because you don't know that you need to move, or you don't know if you need to turn your light on or off. And besides, how else am I supposed to keep myself awake? Flicker the flashlight? Overall, this night sucks. I mean, why restrict the one thing that keeps me entertained? Well, I did it anyways. Night 3. This night introduces us to free characters. Bart, you just need to go to the office and I guess turn off the flashlight? I don't know. For some reason he stops the ability to scroll, so make of that as you will. Chris, who you just need to turn off the flashlight for. And Oliver. Now, I've heard that most of the characters in the game, aside from the cast from other fan games obviously, are based off of actual friends of a developer. So, I just want to know, what kind of beef did Max H7 have with the person who inspired Oliver? Because Oliver has the worst mechanic in the entire fucking game. Let me get technical for a second. When Oliver shows up, he picks a random position, being either 1 or 2, and the game picks a random number on what the flashlight has to be. If the variable of your flashlight is not what the game has picked after 2.5 seconds, Oliver will repeat this, where his position will be re-randomized, and the number that the flashlight has to be will also be re-randomized. If your flashlight's variable is not what the game picked after this 2.5 seconds, Oliver will kill you. In case you didn't understand any of that, Oliver is RNG. I've talked a little bit about RNG before, and how it's a factor into what makes the Return of Freddy's 4 so shit, but I didn't explain it that well. I'm not going to try to break down that because I'm too busy having a breakdown over this horrible mechanic! It's not hard to code a flickering light mechanic! You don't need to make the game rely on RNG to determine if someone's going to survive! I got lucky on this playthrough for a bit, but that's not saying much because I still got killed by the fucking RNG! I have no idea what kind of hate Max H7 had, but overall this is absolutely ridiculous! Fuck! Other than that, the game is still pretty much the same. Just keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, side to side, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, side to side! Wait, hang on. I'm getting a Discord call. This usually never happens when I'm actually playing the game. What the fuck do you want? Sorry about that interruption, though it was probably for the best. Anyways, let's just finish up this awful game. There we go. Night 4! Like all the other nights, Night 4 is just Night 3 with 2 new characters. Ethan and Edward. Yeah. So these guys are rather simple. If you run into their room, just stay in the room they're in. Yeah, that's it. It's simple, but after dealing with characters like Oliver, you'll be begging for simpler characters. Other than that, there's nothing else. I already complained extensively about Oliver and Sugar, and those are really the only things there are to talk about. Everything else is so boring, it's not even worth commentating over. Cue the montage! There. How was that? I know it's cheap, but come on. There's nothing else to talk about. I guess the map model is boring. The images were stolen from a revival of the Return of Freddy's 5 by Jokesy. But, they suck. Anyways, Night 5. We've come so far. There's barely anything left. Well, there was actually an extra game mode planned, but it got scrapped. There's also the custom night, but those aren't required to beat the games completely, and I say good riddance. Anyways, by now you've either closed out of the game or fallen asleep. I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm reevaluating my life decisions! I've been playing playing this game for the past hour, and it's always the same! It's killing me! It's actually killing me! Also, I love how the game over screen features Torture Device, who is nowhere else in the entire game. Why would you even bother adding him to the game over screen if he doesn't even show up at all in the main game? Is there any lore reason? Oh, no, no, no. No more lore. Anyways, about that extra game mode I mentioned. It was just turning off your flashlight whenever Lockjaw entered, while also turning it on again to avoid gaining too much dread. I assume that since it was scrapped, the Lockjaw jumpscare from that mode was repurposed to appear here, hence the 2 Lockjaw jumpscares. Whoa. Sorry about that. Became a little too nerdy. There's just absolutely nothing to talk about, so I might as well just throw whatever I can out there. Now there's nothing else to talk about. So, cue the montage! Again! Yeah, I know, I died. That's because my luck basically ran out. Alright, well, we did it. Now there's only Night 6 left. Since Night 6 is a separate button, hopefully that means it's different. You are located in a house. Is it the protagonist's house? Most likely. And you are not alone. You were followed home by 2 of the most horrifying animatronics ever. You were woken up by them at 12 a.m. And now, you must escape your house. Will you last with these psychopaths? Okay, cut the spooky music. This night is actually different from nights 1 to 5. Does that make it better? Of course it fucking doesn't! All you do is roam around the house. There are 2 characters in this night, being Nightmare Joe and the Fusion. Both of these characters have the same issue that most characters have in the main game, where once they spawn in, they can't move around until you encounter them, and then counter them by either turning off the light or moving to another room. It's really anticlimactic. At least they aren't RNG based! In fact, just like RNaR the Underground Storage, all character movements are scripted. Yay! Oh, and at 5 a.m., you need to make a rush to the exit. Holy shit, I'm on the edge of my seat! Not really. And that's it. No credits, no ending, no nothing. Just 6 a.m. and back to the menu. I think there was an ending, but since the game was rushed, it doesn't even show up. If you aren't at an exit by the time it's 6 a.m., it's just a message and then a really scary jump scare. Yeah, that's it. Alright, let's see the extras. Oh? Oh, it's just like RNaR the 3rd Generation. This entire game is just trying to be like RNaR the 3rd Generation. Also, what's really weird is the way the characters are arranged here. All the characters inspired by Max H. Evans' friends are listed before all the TRTF characters. At least the Night 6 characters are listed there after them, even if Nightmare Sphere here is barely visible. Also, these jump scares are really rushed. Oh hey, there's the custom night. Too bad we're not checking that out. Replay night? Oh, too bad I won't be checking this out because I'm never playing this game ever again! This game is the worst RNaR game I've seen thus far! The graphics, horrible. The sound design, horrible. The mechanics and gameplay, do I even need to explain? How is this considered release-worthy? There's nothing about this that is good! Despite being called the Angry RNAR Nerd, I haven't felt any amounts of anger that were even close to the anger that this game made me feel! Well, that's all for today. But, well, while that game was really bad, and maybe the worst RNaR game, there is a game that I've dreaded revisiting. It might be worse than this game. And I am not kidding. I am dead fucking serious. Dead fucking serious. Now, if you excuse me, I need to apologize to someone. Hey, listen. I'm really sorry for how I was acting earlier.